So in a second, you're going to see a great example of film criticism mixed with food pornography, mixed with infographic design. Trust me, all three of those things are going to come together when I make this sandwich. We need to talk about David Fincher, and I need to make a sandwich about him. My name is Paul Singh, and I am currently the most electrifying man in all of sandwich-based entertainment. In today's episode, we investigate a complicated genius, the mystery of David Fincher. Now, if you clicked on this video, I assume that you know who David Fincher is. If not, let me just fill you in. David Fincher is the guy that every film nerd bows down to like a bunch of betas in a multi-level marketing cult. And in the nerd's defense, I will admit he's an incredibly skilled director. He may even be a... David Fincher, more than anyone else, has an unhealthy and unholy hold on the film nerd community at large. But I'm here to tell you that David Fincher, the genius, the outlaw, the edgelord, is slightly overrated.
You lie!
I'm not lying.
No! No!
Oh, yeah. Slightly overrated, bro.
You tell me that's not true.
It's true, he is though.
No!
That's right. I said it. It needed to be said, goddammit. Now again, I'm not saying he's not one of the most skilled technical directors of all time, but he is not as good as everyone thinks he is. So how do I know this? Easy. Like any good hater worth his salt, I did my research. I checked out his filmography, and I found some things very troubling.
Try to slip it by me, eh?
But first, who is this guy? After making a fortune directing commercials and music videos, he comes to Hollywood, and then things got weird. So he breaks in. First film is Alien 3. Iconic movie franchise, but a cluster F of a production. So much so that I'm going to give him a mulligan on Alien 3. We're not going to include Alien 3 in his filmography, but it was significant because I'm pretty sure it scared the crap out of him as to how badly a film could go wrong. So he makes Alien 3, and everyone hates it. Everyone hates him. He's done. Thanks for playing, David Fincher. Go dry your tears in Madonna's cone-shaped bra. You, sir, are in director's jail. Have you heard of director's jail, bro? That's when they hire you to direct a movie and things go so wrong that they never hire you again. Just ask these guys. No. That's director's jail, bro. And the thesis of this video and this sandwich is that the fear of director's jail is the single most important force that steered David Fincher's career. So to explain how director's jail affected Fincher's career, we need to take a look at his timeline. Here it is. Now again, I'm taking Alien 3 out, get some mulligan on that one. Very generous of me, by the way. So all he does is come straight out of the gate and make 3 of the most subversive punk rock movies ever made with Hollywood dollars. He made 7, a melt-your-face traumatizing serial killer banger, The Game, a paranoid cry-into-your-pillow banger, and Fight Club, a run screaming through the streets wearing nothing but yellow Crocs on your feet banger. Fight Club is Fincher at his peak. It's a dark, violent, anti-consumerist superhero movie. And it's appropriate the movie came out in '99 because it does symbolize the end of the 90s. Fight Club was The Graduate for Gen Xers. It encompassed all of our angst perfectly. He took 65 million of your capitalist dollars and he smacked you in the face with this anti-consumerist punk rock masterpiece. He follows up Fight Club, one of the most badass movies ever made, with Panic Room. How is that possible? You can't do that. The guy who made Panic Room cannot make Fight Club. Those are 2 different guys. They might look the same, but spiritually, they are different. And I think that is the day that we realized young Fincher was gone. Young punk rock, rebellious Fincher was gone. And now we've got responsible dad Fincher. I would put 7, The Game, and Fight Club up against anyone else's first 3 movies. Might be the best first 3 films of any director ever. Probably not true, but I'm just going to throw that out there. But then he goes Panic Room, Zodiac, Benjamin Button, Social Network, and Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. Those were his next 5 films. The level is not even close. So right off the bat, Panic Room, Benjamin Button, and Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, waste of time. So that leaves us with 2 good films. I will admit they are good, Social Network and Zodiac. But I have to knock Zodiac down a bit because Fincher knows that in Hollywood, after he made 7, He could make a serial killer movie anytime he wanted to, basically. And it's a bit of a cop-out when you know that you can just cash in a check like that and you do it twice. It's not brave. It's not like Fight Club, brave and unexpected. Or The Game or 7. There was a distinct difference between those first 3 and those next 5. You have to admit that. Now, what we're going to say, Social Network was a banger. Yes, it was a banger. I think The Social Network personifies David Fincher's attitude towards his career at that point in his life, which is the exact time it was made, Facebook was it was gigantic. And he came in right at that time. Social Network might be the most trendy film ever made. I'm just going to throw that out there. Yeah, Social Network, trendiest film of all time. But again, safe. And honestly, the heavy lifting was done by Aaron Sorkin. I didn't want to say it, but it's what we're all thinking. But the fact is, in Artie Linson's memoir, he explains in the book how Fight Club was a minor disappointment to the studio financially. Him and Fincher have a little bit of exchange where he doesn't seem too happy and Fincher's kind of like, eh. And I think that little exchange was very telling of how Fincher would navigate the next 5 films of his career. Like, he really did try to play it safe, I feel like. Technically masterful, safe movies. Then along comes Gone Girl. And I raised my eyebrows. Yeah, it was still kind of safe. It was based on a best-selling novel and everything, but like, he was subversive again. He was dark again. He tried to hurt me again. I liked it. Could it be that middle-aged Fincher had come full circle and returned to his former punk rock subversive self? Then along comes Mank, and all those hopes are confirmed. It was everything I hoped a middle-aged Fincher would be. It was so smart, and even the way it was constructed was very smart. Script smart, everything smart. Gary Oldman. Mank brought Fincher back. I think Fincher is now a culmination of young Fincher and old Fincher coming together to make one like super Fincher. Because I think he's reached that F-it stage in his life and his career now, where he's like, back to being F-it. Let's make some cool movies. So I'm charting his career in the timeline, and as you can see, in the middle there's a significant dip. We call that the Fincher Dip. But he's back out the other side. So I think it's a good sign. So my second thesis about David Fincher is that he's not so much a director as he is a designer of movies. His movies look designed. The placement, the mise-en-scene and everything, it's very, very designed. So you've got overly designed movies here, realistic-looking movies here, which are both designed, by the way, but one is more noticeable than the other one. Movies over here look unrealistic, so in your mind, you're like, oh, these aren't real people. And then movies over here are meant to look realistic, and you think, oh, these are real people. I should care about them. Fincher's movies are right down the middle. He does something that I like to call perfect naturalism. Like, it's supposed to look normal, but it's so specific. You can feel a designer's hand on the movie at all times. And so your mind is right between these two worlds, which I think puts you into like a meditative state where you kind of like enter a subconscious stage and the movie seems like a dream to you. At least to me, anyway. But it's really brilliant. So that's where I do think the man is a genius. So that concept of perfect naturalism and also the Fincher Dip. So we're going to take those two design elements and we're going to use them to construct the David Fincher sandwich, which just so happens to be a Japanese egg sando. Ooh! It's a sandwich that's too precise. It looks fake, but it's not fake. It's real. It just looks fake. Just like David Fincher's perfect naturalism.
Want to get some food?
Yes, let's make a sandwich about David Fincher. Add 3 eggs to boiling water. At 8 minutes, take 1 egg out and place it in ice water. Let it cool and then crack the top a little bit, just to let us know that this is the 8-minute egg. At 12 minutes, take out the other eggs. Let them all cool for about 15 minutes. Peel the 2 12-minute eggs and push just the yolks through a tea strainer. That way they get to be nice and smooth. This is how Fincher makes a movie. He gets into the details. Now, a traditional Japanese sando uses Japanese mayo like this, Kewpie, which is very sweet. This is not a traditional Japanese sandwich, though. This is a David Fincher Japanese sandwich. We're using regular mayo, not sweet. You thought I was hipster enough to go for that Japanese stuff, didn't you? Not going to happen. Then half a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, a pinky fingernail's worth of horseradish, and 2 taps of paprika, a pinch of kosher salt, about a teaspoon of finely chopped onion. We want to sense the onions more than actually taste them. You know, we want them there for a vibe. Mix all that well, and then chop up the egg whites finely and add them to the mix. All right, that's looking good. Now for the bread. Japanese sandos usually use a Japanese milk bread, which looks like fake bread. So I got this bread at the bakery. It looks like prop bread. It looks like fake bread from a movie. It's very square, overly perfect, it seems like. I mean, look at those things. But it is bread, and we're going to make a sandwich out of it that looks too perfect. So 8-minute eggs are also known as jammy eggs. It's almost runny, but not quite. Jammy egg. Delicious. Now take half of a jammy egg and place it face down in the middle of the sandwich bread. And distribute the egg salad around the jammy egg. Pop the lid on it. And cut this down the middle. You can actually see Fincher's career represented by the cross section. So you can see the Fincher dip clearly when you put it up against the timeline. The shape reveals itself. So again, his complex, sophisticated films in the beginning of his career and the end of his career are represented by that complex egg salad. So the jammy egg represents the dip in his career, those 5 films in the middle, which I think we can all admit are good, but not up to his standards. Stemming, in my opinion, from his fear of being thrown in director's jail. Maybe he's not afraid anymore. I don't know. But that's my theory. And, if someone else wants to make a sandwich video to refute that, by all means, I'll watch it. That when you see this sandwich, it looks like a half-fake sandwich. It looks real, but it also looks kind of fake. I want to eat this sandwich, but I'm also kind of concerned it might be made of plastic. I don't know. Now, of course, you can't be a hater without being a secret fan, and I'm a big fan of David Fincher. I think he is one of the smartest filmmakers working in Hollywood and possibly ever. Respectfully to you, Mr. Fincher, if you actually watch this. I can't stop staring at it. I don't even want to eat this. All right, I'm going in. That is a phenomenal sandwich. The egg salad is out of this world. It is really nice and complex. But I must admit, the jammy egg is actually really good too. The jammy egg actually puts this sandwich over the top. Otherwise, it would just be a regular egg sandwich. But the jammy egg does a lot. Which doesn't go well with my metaphor for what it represents. Maybe it's a lesson for me. Maybe I'm being too harsh on the man. Maybe a jammy egg is fine. You know? Maybe my entire theory is wrong. You ever think of that? That could be it. I don't know why I get giddy when I eat good food. I'm just so happy with myself. Really, I am. I really nailed this sandwich. And the essay part. Come on, the cross section? Are you kidding me? Who else is going to come up with that? This has been the David Fincher Sandwich on Cinema and Sandwiches, the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe for more. The next video is going to be the Pete Davidson sandwich. Who knows, maybe one day I'll make a sandwich out of one of you. If you do something of note. Probably won't, though. If you're a Fincher stan, go ahead and defend him in the comments. Or watch Panic Room again and try to convince yourself it's good. Nerds. I don't know why you put up with me.